Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome back to another explainer. Look, if seeing the world feels like this massive luxury that your bank account just, absolutely won't allow, this one is for sure for you. Today we're unpacking a really fascinating framework from our source material called the global arbitrage. It's basically a strategy designed to completely bypass those massive, stress-inducing travel costs that we all hate.
All right, Section 1, the travel wealth myth.
Let's be real for a second. Modern travel just seems impossibly expensive right now, doesn't it? I mean, we've all been there. You feel that frustration of looking at surging airfare and absolutely overpriced hotel rates, only to just, sadly, close the browser tab. Planning a trip nowadays can feel less like a relaxing vacation and way more like a massive financial burden. But what if the barrier isn't actually your bank balance, but your strategy? Take a look at this quote straight from our source material. Traveling the world for free is easy, actually. No way, right? It's an incredibly bold claim that literally challenges everything we've been taught about who actually gets to experience the globe.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the source breaks down two totally different travel narratives. First up, we've got the influencer myth. You know the one, the idea heavily promoted by those perfectly curated social media aesthetics that you need either a massive trust fund or a soul-crushing corporate job just to afford international flights and luxury stays. But the author presents a radically different reality. They argue the true key lies in leveraging credit card points and tapping into what they playfully call house-sitting lore. It's this wild contrast between the unattainable luxury we're constantly sold on platforms like Instagram and the gritty, mathematical reality of what's actually possible when you use the right systems.
Moving right along, Section 2, escaping tourist NPC status.
So, to make this reality work, the source argues you need a pretty fundamental mindset shift. You can't just change how you pay for things. You have to fundamentally change how you think about moving through the world. The author defines a tourist NPC. And, for those unfamiliar, an NPC is a non-player character, like a background character in a video game, just running on a pre-programmed script. Here, it describes someone who blindly follows those highly expensive traditional tourism routes. The author essentially views standard tourism as a financial trap, where you're acting like a background character, passively losing money to a system that is meticulously designed to extract it from you.
Let's move to and see how this builds in Section 3, unpacking the leverage pyramid.
If you're going to stop being an NPC, well, you need a totally new operating system. The author proposes a highly structured, three-tiered framework called the leverage pyramid. Step 1 is credit card churning to cover your flights. Step 2 involves using pet-sitting websites for free accommodation. And Step 3 is avoiding trap cities. Now, just to be clear, we're not giving financial advice here, just explaining the source's methodical approach. But it's really aimed at entirely eliminating the two biggest travel expenses, getting there and staying there. It definitely requires effort, but it fundamentally re-engineers how a vacation is funded.
The actual mechanics of this strategy rely heavily on swapping services for value. First off, you systematically use credit card points to wipe out flight costs entirely, leveraging sign-up bonuses and strategic spending. Then comes that house-sitting lore. The strategy involves using specific platforms to find free accommodation in exchange for pet sitting. The ultimate goal here is literally to let other people cover your vacation costs. You're exchanging a really simple service, like feeding a cat, watering some plants, or walking a dog, for weeks of free rent in a beautiful foreign location. You're basically trading a minor inconvenience for massive geographical freedom.
But there is an absolutely crucial third step to protect this whole setup. Take a look at this number, $15. That is the staggering cost of a single coffee in the tourist trap cities the author explicitly warns us against. I mean, think about it. All those carefully saved flight points and weeks of free rent mean absolutely nothing if you just burn through your cash in hyperinflated local economies. You have to actively protect your newfound financial leverage by refusing to participate in those traps. Going to a city where the cost of living just destroys your budget entirely negates all the hard work you put into the first two steps of the pyramid.
Okay, Section 4, mastering the global arbitrage.
So the crucial point is, now that we understand the mindset shift and the leverage pyramid, it all comes together into one cohesive concept, the global arbitrage. When you deliberately combine point-funded flights, free lodging through pet sitting, and a strict avoidance of those $15 coffee tourist traps, you unlock a completely new reality. According to the text, applying this exact formula allows you to travel the world extensively without needing traditional wealth. It's like a giant puzzle coming together, and it brilliantly illustrates how rethinking standard systems, applying a bit of elbow grease, and leveraging information can entirely replace raw capital.
You're essentially hacking the cost of living while seeing the world.
Which really leaves us with this final provocative question. Will your next vacation be a traditional tourist trap, or will you attempt a global arbitrage? It's definitely something to chew on the next time you open up a browser tab to look at flights. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope exploring this framework has given you a fresh, structured perspective on your future travel plans. Keep learning, stay curious, and I'll see you next time.